While SM Rookies were created with the intention of debuting the members in a group or solo, not all of them made the cut. For example, Pentagon's Jinho was supposed to debut with EXO, but that never happened. Lami, Ko-eun, Haran, and Hina were also meant to debut in one of SM's girl groups, but eventually they all left the company. But no one has come quite as close to debuting as Ji Hansol. His story will make you reimagine NCT completely. There's not much known about Hansol's life before he started his journey towards becoming an idol, other than that he was born on November 21st, 1994 in Busan. He started dancing when he was only 15, and he used to be a trainee under Key East Entertainment, but the timeline of his training at the company was unknown. What is known, though, is that he auditioned to get into SM Entertainment in 2012 after he was recommended to do so by none other than SHINee's Jonghyun. According to Hansol himself, one of his friends was close to Jonghyun, who told Hansol to try out for SM, and he managed to get cast. He was introduced as a member of SM Rookies for the first time in December of 2013, and everyone was sure that he would debut in NCT. If you watch the SM Rookies videos, including dance practice videos, as well as the show NCT Life, you will see Hansol among all the current NCT members. On top of that, he was also in the debut teaser for NCT and was a part of the pre-debut song Switch, so everyone wasn't crazy for assuming that we would see him in the final NCT lineup. He was featured in many K-pop idols' music videos like Jaemin's Shine, and also served as a backup dancer for EXO's Lay and SHINee's Taemin. It seemed like SM was really pushing him and had big plans for him until one day he just left and disappeared. It's not known exactly when Hansol left SM, but it's believed that it happened sometime towards the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017. Fans found out that he had opened an Instagram account, which trainees and rookie idols can't really do, so even though nothing had been confirmed, everyone knew what had happened. But why did he even leave? He'd been there for 4 years and was about to debut in one of the biggest companies in the entertainment industry, so everyone was very confused to say the least. And since nobody, including Hansol, shared why he left, this led to various theories attempting to explain what happened. One of them is that SM thought that Hansol would offer nothing new to the group, which is why they decided to cut him off early on. According to some fans, even though Hansol was an exquisite dancer, almost every NCT member is good at dancing too, so it wasn't like his dancing skills were essential for the group. He doesn't really shine as a rapper or a singer when compared to the other NCT members, and since he was one of the shyer SM Rookie members, the company might have been worried that he wouldn't be able to stand out on variety shows too. It's also rumored that they let him go because his visuals were too similar to those of Utah's, and as crazy as it sounds, people believe this to be the most likely reason. However, there's also an unconfirmed story that says that Hansol got into some trouble right before debuting. Nothing was ever said about it, but Asasing and SM insiders during that time implied that he had done something he was told not to do, and SM supposedly found out about it. It's alleged that there was a long discussion during which they came to the conclusion that it would be better if Hansol left the company. Again, nothing was confirmed, and if he even did something, we don't know what he did or the scale of it. However, the Korean fans that were around at the time apparently don't have a good opinion of him and don't tend to speak about him, and when they do mention him, they mostly insult him, which implies that if he really did something, he did something pretty bad. A Twitter account who claimed to have insider information into SM Entertainment and their idols and rookies made a post saying, "Someone Korean in NCT screwed up. News coming out this morning that they had a disciplinary last night, might be out of the group." While no news came out, Hansol unexpectedly left SM a year later. These are all just speculations and rumors, but we're just presenting all the theories here, and there's one more thing that hints at it being very likely. Hansol took part in the survival show The Unit, where SHINee's Taemin served as a mentor. At one point in the show, Taemin expressed a desire for Hansol to manage his emotions in a more professional manner, which made people wonder whether Hansol's temper had anything to do with his departure from SM. An additional thing that might prove that he was involuntarily removed from NCT and SM is that they edited some of his scenes out of the Switch music video and decided to keep Johnny in even though Johnny hadn't debuted yet at that point. However, this theory doesn't make much sense considering Hansol's career after he left SM. If he really did something terrible, then he probably wouldn't have it easy to participate in a survival show, let alone debut again. As for the editing of the Switch music video, it would be unwise for SM to keep him in, considering that he's not under the company anymore. Not only that, but he's close to the NCT members to this day, and they interact together any chance they get. Hansol even said, "I don't regret the fact that I didn't debut there, but I do regret that I wasn't able to debut with the friends I trained with." We doubt that the guys would publicly associate with him if he was a terrible person or did something illegal. The third and the most likely rumor is that Hansel was tired of waiting to debut, so he left, but even with this, there are several theories running around. One of these theories says that Hansel, along with Do-young and Johnny, were supposed to debut in the Chinese unit of NCT. We know what you're thinking. What are 3 Korean trainees doing in a Chinese subunit? Well, based on SM's plans back then, they wanted to debut 3 units: NCT Dream, NCT 127, and NCT Vision, which was rumored to be a Chinese unit. But this unit wouldn't only be composed of Chinese trainees, as it was supposed to be a mix of Chinese and Korean trainees who would focus on the Chinese market. Since the existence of the unit is basically just a theory, we don't know which exact members were supposed to be a part of it, but speculation suggests that Hansel, Do-young, Johnny, Ten, Lucas, Jungwoo, and Kun were supposed to be the main lineup. Hansel spent a lot of time with the Chinese trainees, and additionally, he was learning Chinese from Kun. Things would likely have gone as planned, but then the political tensions escalated significantly. In 2016, Korea and China had issues due to US anti-missile defense systems, causing China to ban Korean entertainment entirely. After this happened, SM couldn't really go on with their original plans of promoting Korean artists in China, so they had to cancel the unit. A year later, Johnny and Do-young were added to NCT 127, while the Chinese unit was reformed into a group that we now know as WayV. When Hansel left at the end of 2016, he may have felt like his chance to debut was fading day after day, considering that trainees his age were seen as too old to debut. However, 2 things might have happened. The first is that he left before SM decided to put Do-young and Johnny in NCT 127, which means that if he waited just for a bit, he might have joined the group if he stayed. After all, he had been with the company for 4 years with no chance of debuting in sight, so he might have just gotten sick of it all and left. The other possibility is that even though SM wanted to have a certain number of members in NCT 127, they wanted to expand the group for Do-young and Johnny, but not for Hansel. So as he was getting older and his future in NCT was unsure, he possibly chose to depart and shape his career on his own terms, avoiding the need to wait for SM to determine the right time for his debut. But what happened after Hansel left SM? In October of 2017, Hansel's departure from SM was confirmed when he took part in the survival show The Unit. At this point, he was an artist under J-Flow Entertainment and probably wanted to get a fresh start as an idol. While participating in The Unit, J-Flow revealed plans to launch a new boy group named New Kid. Even though the group would debut in 2018, the company launched a subunit of the group called Lemme Spoil You, which Hansel was a part of. They dropped the group's first pre-debut single titled Will You Be Ma, but before New Kid debuted, Hansel ranked 6th place on The Unit, which made him one of the members of the temporary group UNB. After UNB disbanded in 2019, New Kid made their official debut just a few months later. Following their second release, the group basically disappeared, leaving fans curious about their status. The next update on Hansel came with news of his military enlistment in 2021, and once his service concluded in November 2022, there was speculation about what lay ahead for him. It seems like he's given up on his dream of becoming an idol altogether. His most recent update came in November of 2023, when O2 Dance Studios in Melbourne, Australia revealed that Hansel would be leading a dance class named Soul. On his personal Instagram, he's been posting videos from his classes, and he looks happy doing what he does, which is what matters most. But from everything we talked about today, it appears that the biggest issue with his dream of becoming an idol was the timing.